My name is Michael Leja, and I teach History of Art in the History of Art department, and I'm also a faculty member in the Visual Studies program. And I was the teacher of the Curatorial Seminar that took place in fall of 2015 and generated this exhibition. It was the first time I've taught a curatorial seminar, and it was a diverse group of students, 9 graduate students, 4 undergraduates, several from different institutions outside the University of Pennsylvania. And they came together almost immediately to form a really productive working collective. Everyone was helping one another out. They developed original topics and conducted original research in the PAFA archives and using the collection. They produced essays that are really contributions to the scholarship on 19th century art. And they selected a surprising cluster of works. I think one of the most interesting things about the show is that you'd never expect to see this group of works in a single exhibition, except around this particular topic and the subtopics that each student has identified. So it's an interesting group of things, and then the students, besides doing their original research projects, also formed committees that designed the catalog, designed the installation, and produced a programming schedule, speakers, events that supplemented the exhibition. They all did it with a great deal of energy and enthusiasm. And it was really fun for me to watch this project operate on its own momentum and really develop into something. I think it really became something that the students should be proud of.
Hi, my name is Jeff Katzen. I'm a first-year PhD student here at Penn. I've written about abstract expressionism, photography, film, video, and a wide variety of other sorts of American art.
Hi, I'm Leanne Custer. I'm a second-year PhD student in the History of Art at Penn, and I study American architecture.
Hi, my name is Andres de los Rios. I am a junior here at the College of Arts and Sciences. I am a major in history and classical studies, minoring in art history.
Hi, my name is Raimi Mize. I'm a member of the Art History 501 Curatorial Seminar. I'm currently a liberals and professional studies student at the University of Pennsylvania, and I also work at the undergraduate fine arts program as the administrative assistant.
Hi, my name is Anne Cross, and I'm a PhD in art history at the University of Delaware.
So I was part of the installations committee. We were given the task of laying out the exhibit, laying out each piece, coming up with a sequence for each artwork. I dealt with the role of Benjamin West, and it was just fascinating to me to learn about the story of this incredible man who, even when stationed in the United Kingdom in London as president of the Royal Academy of London, managed to influence just a whole new generation of American artists.
And I had the pleasure of selecting works by Cecilia Beau. And so she was an artist who was prominent in late 19th century America, a period that was otherwise known as the Gilded Age. And she played an extremely prominent role at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. She represented the students. She was a student for a while. She was an exhibitor. She was a jury member. And she was also the first female faculty member ever to work at an art academy in the United States.
As a lover of museums and galleries, I frequently would go and just see the end result and just leave wondering how it all came into place. So this seminar and this exhibition was just an incredible experience that allowed me to actually see what a curator does, the decisions that come into play when picking artworks, when writing about them, when researching them.
I had the pleasure of selecting 2 very different styles of portraits for the exhibition. And one of my very favorites is called The Dreamer. It's actually an oil sketch of a young woman named Caroline Kilby Smith. And it's a really spectacular work because it showcases an artist's preparation and sort of working out her ideas and her thoughts prior to the final oil painting. So I hope you'll look out for that work in the exhibition itself.
My part of the exhibition was research into an 1886 exhibition of photography that took place at the Pennsylvania Academy and was sponsored by the Photographic Society of Philadelphia. It was a groundbreaking exhibition within the United States. It wasn't the first public exhibition of photography in an art setting, but it was the first to combine professional and amateur photographers, as well as female photographers, in a totally open, really large-scale sort of competition. It was well over 1,000 objects that were shown in just 3 galleries at PAFA. It's very cramped, exciting, intense kind of arrangement. And at a time when I expected that photography might not be so easily admitted into an art setting, it seemed like it was actually surprisingly quick to put the whole thing together. As far as my favorite object in the show, it's really great to have a print. It's not the same one that was shown in the 1886 exhibition, but it's the very same photograph by Thomas Eakins, who's really well known as one of the most important American painters of that period. But in this case, he showed a photograph. He only showed photography twice in his life, though he was doing quite a bit of photography, mostly in service of his painting. This was one of the 2 occasions, this 1886 exhibition, and we have a copy of that photograph in the show. And not only that, we have an installation photo from the 1886 exhibition that shows this same Thomas Eakins photo exactly where it was displayed. So being able to connect all those different pieces of history to this well-known artist on a less well-known occasion, his engagement with the art world, was really a lot of fun.
So there's this story that's continued throughout art history that PAFA initially didn't want to teach illustration. However, I sort of took issue with this when I first read about it and learning about the history of PAFA. The idea that PAFA would not be so inclusive seemed contradictory to what we know about the institution as really being at the forefront of expanding the audience for both art viewing and art making in the 19th century. Therefore, along with many of my other classmates who did deep archival research for this exhibition, I sat in the PAFA archives for whole afternoons flipping through letter books and meetings of the executive committee, and I discovered that in fact there was no record of Pyle ever having made this offer. This information is very significant because it changes the way that we think about PAFA adopting new media in the late 19th century. In fact, PAFA, as you'll see in the exhibition through the inclusion of materials, PAFA incorporated special lectures on the topic of illustration as early as 1894. Therefore, though PAFA perhaps did not teach illustration, they sort of remained focused on painting and sculpture. PAFA did allow students who were interested in it as a career to sort of foster their interests. So in many ways also it allowed women, because women artists often turn to illustration as a career path, to have that sort of encouragement to find professional opportunities in that field.
For this exhibition, I explored the work of Frank Furness and his design for the Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts. One of the wonderful things about having this show at the Arthur Ross Gallery is that our exhibition is taking place in another one of Frank Furness's masterpiece buildings, the Fisher Fine Arts Library. And when you stop by the show, I would encourage you to take a look at Furness's drawings that we have on display, and then swing by the rest of the building and take a look and see where you see resonances, whether it's in the ornament, whether it's in materials. The way in which Furness was working in the late 19th century is a wonderful mode of eclecticism, and I hope you find it as inspiring as I do. Whether it's ephemera or drawings or photography or portraits and painting, we have a multimedia presentation in this exhibition that really spans a broad swath of the way in which different audiences were involved in the arts in Philadelphia in the 19th century.
You're still telling a coherent, cohesive story of just how PAFA changed itself as an institution, starting as something focused on a very traditional, very European concept of art and beauty, and later developed into an institution that just opened the doors of art for wider audiences